Hello, my name is Sequita Jones, and I am a Behavior Health Ambassador for the HBCU CARES initiative on the Clark Atlanta University. I am right now in the Masters of Social Work at Fayetteville State University, and I have the pleasure of having with me right now Professor James, Tanisha James, as a licensed clinical social worker, and she will tell you about herself in a few. So, how you doing?
Hello, how are you? It's a pleasure meeting with you. I love this opportunity. Thank you.
Yeah, awesome. So, can you please tell us what you do in the behavioral health field?
It would probably be easy to tell you what I don't do. Okay. We wear so many hats. But right now, I am as you said, a licensed clinical social worker. So I am a site manager or clinical director kind of thing in a community mental health agency. I also so I oversee several clinicians and multiple client care in community mental health. So that's my main thing right now. But I also enjoy teaching at Fayetteville State University, and I also have a small private practice as well where I focus on couples and sex therapy.
Awesome, awesome. So, why did you choose this field?
Oh my God, I wanted to be a therapist since I was 10 years old. I grew up on talk shows and all those kids, and what really happened, all those kids would come on and people would come on, but particularly the teenagers, they would have those on the shows and it would be a therapist in the audience talking to them. And I wanted to be one of the therapists in the audiences. I was considered an at risk kid or at risk teen when I was younger, and I know what I needed at the time, and I wanted to be a therapist for somebody in my shoes or the future generation of that. So I kind of got it at the time, and so I was like, I want to be a psychotherapist. I remember sitting in class and the teacher's like, "What do you want to be?" I want to be a psychotherapist because that's how they introduced themselves on TV at the time. And like here I am, and it's been a fantastic choice.
It's interesting that you also say, in your childhood kind of makes you want to be in this field because a lot
Hmm.
of us, I believe, actually who are in this field, something has happened, or
Absolutely.
something they've seen before that makes us be into this field. So that's good though. That's good that you want
Hmm.
to give back as well. So, but what is the most rewarding thing about your job?
Oh man. The most rewarding thing is um, just connecting with clients and just seeing the change happens and just getting to see them and walk with them on their journey as they're going through the different things that they're going through. Um, and it's a pleasure to be invited. It's an honor, not even a pleasure. It's an honor to be invited into someone else's world, to someone else's story. And I take every invitation. Um, I hold that in high regard, and I love just working with our clients and all. And that's probably been the most rewarding thing. I've been invited to so many different stories, from someone who's 5 years old to someone who's 60, and just holding space for them as they talk about different things has been the most rewarding thing. Is the most rewarding thing every single day.
Awesome. So, what's the opposite of that? The challenges that you face?
The challenges,
Yes.
honestly, the systemic challenges of healthcare and paying for services, it limits so much for clients, unfortunately. That is probably like the biggest barrier challenges to some of the things that we're able to do. There's lots of uninsured people in North Carolina, and you either have to be like super sick to get services or very well off or somewhat well off or something, or privileged to have like private insurance, and even that's expensive. But it's a huge population that is uninsured, and we don't have a way to provide services for people. And so that is the biggest challenge and barrier to some of the things that um, services we're able to provide.
Do you find yourself sometimes doing like pro bonos or something? Sometimes when you
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, in my private practice, I do a lot of pro bono couples counseling because I just think it's important. One of the things in the community behavioral health, we utilize a lot of interns and graduate students to help meet the gap in services. Of course, they are supervised by licensed clinicians, and so it's a great way to get counseling and meet that need as well too. But for sure, it's just not realistic all the time for a lot of agencies I know. But I know that, for someone who grew up without insurance as well, how important it is for mental health services or even help, just healthcare in general. And if I'm able to help even like one couple or client to get that need met through interns in community mental health, or I don't mind doing pro bono and my private practice, then I'm going to make that happen.
Awesome. So, what was the education and training that you needed to get to where you are today?
Well, a lot of years of education. Okay, so the course of undergrad, and I went to the fabulous Queen's University of Charlotte, and then I got my master's from UNC Charlotte. So 2 years of graduate school, and then 2 years of licensure, and 2 years of supervision to get your full licensure. And so that's the nuts and bolts of it there. And then just ongoing professional development. I'm such a nerd, and so I stay in a training. I have a trainer right after this because I stay on nerd status. Okay, but I want to be trained. I want to be trained up. I want to stay on the cups of research for different fields, for my field, and for the different populations that I work with. And so I'm a student for life, as I like to say. So
Mm.
but the formal education, and then continue to go to training. And I will say, continue to have a mentoring or wisdom circle. And so I continue to seek supervision now. I have supervision on Sundays, and most Sundays, someone who has lots more experience than me can keep me anchored um, and informed as a clinician.
So, what we get a lot of questions, especially even as being an ambassador, I do career chats. So, a lot of the question is, do I really have to, further my education? Do I need that doctorate to be a therapist? So, what do you say to those people?
No, you don't need a doctorate to do therapy. I think that's still a myth that still goes out around there. I mean, that's out there that you need a doctorate. But no, I've had a very nice pleasure of teaching. I understand that not all schools, allow someone without a doctorate to teach, but I've been very fortunate at Fayetteville State. And you just need your education, 2 years of master's in your graduate program, and you need to be supervised, and you can become a therapist. And I'm glad that myth was dispelled for me in undergrad. So I knew the path to take because I was on the track to go get my doctorate so I can go be a therapist. And I had a little bit of career coaching to make sure that I understood how to become a therapist.
Awesome. So, what advice would you give someone that's aspiring to work into the behavior health field?
Um, have fun, honestly. If you already know you want to be a therapist, or you already know you want to do behavioral health, that's the fun part, right? You've already made that choice, and so now you just have to figure out the lane that you want to be in. And so I chose mental health with children and adolescents, and everyone wanted to work with children and adolescents. I had so much fun. And even the challenges that I had working with that population in the beginning, I would not, I would do it all over again. I would absolutely do it all over again. So find your lane within behavioral health and have fun. And if you want to dip your toe in this lane, you want to dip your toe in with couples, or you want to dip your toe with, um, I don't know, just any other specialized population, like go for it. And be willing to kind of step outside of your comfort zone as well. And get some mentors too. Get a mentor or mentors for those different lanes who can help continue to guide you, and because they have the wisdom, and and they've been through a lot of the things and kind of keep you anchored as you go along the way.
Awesome. Well, I
Mhm.
have to say thank you so much for taking the time with me and actually interviewing with me. It was a pleasure speaking with you. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Absolutely not a problem. I could talk all day, but this is an absolutely honor to do this little bit of information. And I wish all students and people that are part of this program, I wish them the best of luck. And, again, have fun in what you're doing.